It's really just a tool that a board of directors, board of trustees will use to gauge how well the board is functioning and how well the members of the board think they are doing both individually and as a whole, and then how well they're interacting with the organization that they're the board of. In my day job at Northeast Utilities, I administer the NU board survey, and I'm on a number of not-for-profit boards. Increasingly, boards of not-for-profit organizations are becoming more and more professional, and corporate governance is becoming a bigger and bigger part of it. The IRS is really driving not-for-profit companies much towards the Sarbanes-Oxley standards that the publicly traded companies have to live with. And a evaluation of the board of directors and an evaluation by the board of directors is really very critical to that sort of good corporate governance. Well, I think what the results should tell staff is that the board is generally very positively disposed to the direction that the organization is going. So I think staff can look at that and say, we're on the right track, we're doing the right things, that the board doesn't see any glaring weaknesses in what we're doing. I think it also, to the extent that there are things in the board survey that board members have raised, that's an opportunity for staff to say, aha, okay, here's something we ought to be thinking about, here's something we ought to be doing. For example, in the recent evaluation, there were a number of people who said they wanted to make greater access to electronic medium. Right. They wanted to get more board information electronically. They didn't say exactly why, whether it was environmental or ease or whatever. But so that's the sort of thing that is sitting on the other side of that at NU. You know, if my board says, gee, we'd like to have more of this information electronically, I'm going to think, okay, how do I better serve my board? They want more information electronically. We're going to find ways to give them more information electronically. So I think it's two ways. One is it's going to generally show you, are you going in the right direction or wrong direction? But then also, if you dig deeper, you'll see some specificity around things for improvement, which I think everybody needs that kind of information. I think it tells the board members much the same thing. It tells them, you know, what do their colleagues think. So I can look at things and say, I think we're doing pretty well. I think the mission is being accomplished. I think I'm getting the right information, so forth. Well, I'm one of a dozen or more people on that board. If the other 11 say something differently, it causes me to sit back and scratch my head and say, what do they see that I don't see? So I think it's like an annual checkup. I think everybody ought to go in preventatively and have an annual physical and just take your car in every so often to be reviewed. That's what this is. It's kind of a snapshot to say, are we on the right track? Are we healthy? Or are we on the wrong track? And if we're unhealthy, what remedial action do we need to take to kind of get us back to health? This is a way to really objectively say and measure and validate, are we on the right path or the wrong path? If you don't do it, all you've got is anecdotal information. You've got what you think. You don't even have the benefit of a collaborative process or a conversation around what are we doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to improve, and you don't know how to fix things.